Hello everyone, now that the demos are over and I have spent many hours in the game, I wanted to talk about Anthem and let you know my honest opinion on should you get it or not, how the game feels, my thoughts on endgame, and in general what you should expect from the game at launch. There is a lot of concern about Anthem's endgame, and that's absolutely understandable. From what we know, at the moment the endgame consists of 3 strongholds, some legendary contracts, which will be like daily missions, and free play, where you can just roam around and look for chests, materials, and some bosses, but all of this doesn't sound enough for many people. We also have the huge factor of EA, that just makes us all think this is gonna be another Battlefront-like situation, so I wanted to share my honest opinion on how I think this might end up and what you should expect. I think Anthem is very close to Diablo style when it comes to loot, which is really good. You can also switch difficulties like Diablo, and at the moment we have 6 levels of difficulties, which in the future can be added. This kind of mechanic can potentially keep you playing for a very long time, if you want to get the specific gear and weapons, and especially if you're looking for specific perks on these items. There will be many builds that will become more powerful than others on each javelin, and you're gonna want to chase them, but here is the thing, is this for everybody? Probably not. Will it be repetitive? Yes. So it comes down to one thing. What kind of games do you enjoy? Have you played games like Diablo where you run through the same activities over and over to get the perfect loot in order to be able to progress to that next difficulty? I'll be honest, in Diablo I didn't even look at the enemies anymore. I just killed everything as fast as I could and was looking for an item I needed. If it wouldn't drop, I would start over and continue this till I got it, which in many cases would take a few days for a single item, and I believe this will be the case in this game. A lot of people compare Destiny strikes to strongholds, for example. Now let's be honest, the strikes in Destiny are not hard and they don't feel rewarding after you hit max light level. But in Anthem, you can run the legendary contracts, and even if there are only 3 strongholds, you can do them over and over to chase meaningful loot that will level your gear and give you the ability to progress in difficulty. And again, this is gonna be completely up to you. If you enjoy this kind of grind in a game, then you will love Anthem. If not, give it some time. Take a good look at it and then decide. Don't rush getting it at launch. If you like the way Destiny works, that's fine. I'm a huge fan, been playing since Destiny 1 beta, but I'm telling you, this is not gonna be the same system. And in my opinion, Anthem will be way more grindy than Destiny 2 is. Keep in mind that at launch, there will be no raids like we have in Destiny. But however, there will be open world events and bosses, hopefully some Shaper Storms, which should be really interesting. We don't exactly know what it is. It can be something like a raid or a dungeon, maybe a huge boss fight. They showed it in one of the reveal trailers. You can see it in the video right now.
Fly into him. All right, let's do this.
See you on the other side.
Our story is out there.
It looked like a huge rift that they were going to enter, and since we mentioned Diablo, maybe that's also gonna be like a Diablo rift where you go in and complete specific quests and missions, or maybe have waves of enemies, and as you beat a level, more and more enemies spawn, something like a horde mode, but that is purely speculation. There will be legendary contracts, which is also done in the open world, and depending on the difficulty you pick, it will take you longer to complete. Anything that will extend the endgame and make it more interesting is always welcome in games like these. They also said that the environment will change depending on the events that will take place, which is also really cool. We see something like this with Destiny when the Dreaming City changes every week, not only visually but different missions and activities appear. When it comes to matchmaking, the good thing is Anthem has it for every activity pretty much, unless you want to do stuff on your own, and in certain activities you can switch your settings to private. But there are a few reasons that make jumping in activities with a 4-man team better. 1. It's simply more fun, and 2. Teamwork is very important and simply makes even the hard content more accessible. The way the system is set up, it really rewards teams that play smart and manage to use the combos correctly, which in my opinion is another strong side of the game. It keeps you focused, you do more callouts to try to land those primer detonator abilities on the right enemies at the right time. I also found that all 4 javelins were quite different from each other, and felt unique, so at some point you will want to have all 4 javelins for sure. Imagine trying to get perfect loot, weapons, gear, all of that not only on one character but on all 4. That's gonna be crazy. One more thing that Anthem has is crafting. This also gives players motivation to do some free play and try to get specific materials to craft weapons or gear, and I'm guessing the higher the rarity of the item, the harder the item will be to obtain. And crafting is another aspect of the game that can be evolved in the future by adding new materials or simply better weapon and gear blueprints, which are obtained by completing specific challenges. One thing we need to understand is when they say 3 strongholds, don't look at it as a thing you're gonna do a few times and you're done. Cause man, I'm telling you, you'll have to do them way more than that. You'll have to shoot tons of enemies over and over to chase the loot. And that's what it's gonna be about. Now, are we gonna have more activities as time goes by? I'm sure we will. Will we get some raids? Yes, I think we will, and I hope soon after launch. My expectation for Anthem at launch is that I'm getting a story which I'm hoping is gonna be good because it's BioWare, and then I'll be doing legendary contracts and strongholds over and over, will grab better loot, get my gear level high, increase the difficulty, and do it again. And I'm fine with this because I enjoy this game mechanic. The gameplay of Anthem for me felt really nice. It was something I genuinely enjoyed. Flying around, casting abilities, shooting stuff, all of this felt really good. So what if you enjoy how the game felt and played, but aren't sure if you want to do the grind? I would say wait and see what other people think after launch. But if you have some friends to play with and want to play a game where you can sink in hours for grinding some crazy items that can make you overpowered, then definitely go for it. If you ask me, any online game that gives you hundreds of hours is worth it. But will Anthem be able to do this? Totally up to the creators. I would be surprised if they don't add some endgame content in about, let's say, a month or maybe 2 months max. In my opinion, not adding at least some kind of content by this time would be a huge mistake. However, they have stated the first DLC is already in the works and a few teams have already been working on it for a few weeks now. This DLC should bring some new creatures, new encounters, different weather types, new cosmetics, alongside with some new events and possibly a new region to explore. All of this sounds really good, but first they need to deliver all of their promises to the actual game. That's why the first 2 months of the game are going to be very important and in my opinion will decide the future of the game in many ways. Now, microtransactions is another issue with the game, and even though it's only cosmetic, a lot of people are worried this might end up being a really bad thing where players won't be able to make enough in-game currency to buy the cosmetics, or it will take ages, and that the real money prices will be very high, and the issue is we won't know none of this exactly until the game launches and we can see it for ourselves. All we can do is hope this will not be the case. For me, Anthem will be a game where I spend time with my friends chasing some gear and weapons, customizing my javelins and trying to get some overpowered items. I will be playing both Destiny 2 and Anthem. I love D2 way too much, so I'm definitely not gonna stop playing that. In fact, I'll probably still be playing more of Destiny 2. They're just 2 different games and I'm gonna enjoy them both. Is there a possibility Anthem is not gonna be as good? Probably, but I think it's worth giving it a shot. It's something new, and as long as I get a few hundred hours out of the game, for me, it's definitely worth it. I really think this game has potential. Yes, deep inside, I like many others have fear that in some way the developers will disappoint us. But if they keep listening and being transparent, even if Anthem starts off okay, it will be enough to build upon, as long as they are willing to add content. If not, we all remember what happened to Division 1 after launch. That game felt so good, and after me and my friends got to the end game, there was nothing to do but to run around in the dark zone, which is a PvE/PvP activity. But since Anthem has no PvP, they have to do really well when it comes to PvE to keep the players. So there you have it, guys. I honestly think that the best way to make up your mind about buying this game is first to understand if this game style that Anthem offers at launch suits you. If you enjoy this kind of game mechanic where it's more about grind and chasing items, increasing difficulties and doing it again and again, then try the game. If not, don't rush it. Look at your favorite content creators. See what they have to say. wait for reviews. I will definitely make sure to update you guys on any news, good or bad, about Anthem. Take your time, see if Endgame is gonna be added anytime soon. As time flies, more bugs and problems will be fixed on the way, and if in a month or two you think the game is in a good state, you'll pick it up. So wait and then decide. As for all the people that like Diablo or Path of Exiles and enjoy the mindless grind, I think we are gonna enjoy this game. I can promise you guys I'll always let you know my honest opinion about any game I play. I hope this video was helpful. I will be adding a lot more Destiny 2 and Anthem content in the future, so if you're enjoying the channel, a like and a sub would be very appreciated, and as always, have a crazy beautiful day.